Okay, so you know how we always say, send us your most intriguing stuff?
Hmm.
Well, someone definitely delivered with this piece about being alone.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, it's like almost counterintuitive, right? Like everything's all about staying connected these days.
Right.
But this article's like, hold up, solitude could be
Yeah.
the key to like some serious inner strength.
Totally. And it's so interesting how the source kind of flips the script on solitude, you
Yeah.
know? Like it takes this thing that people often like dread and turns it into like a source of power.
Right.
It's like a whole different perspective on being alone.
Yeah, and they're definitely making a distinction between loneliness, like that feeling of craving connection,
Yeah.
and then solitude, which
Yeah.
is more like a conscious choice to be with yourself.
Exactly.
And apparently that choice can have some pretty amazing benefits.
Oh, for sure.
So one of the things that really stood out to me was this idea that like discomfort when you're alone
Mm-hmm.
could actually be like a sign that you're growing.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Anytime you step outside your comfort zone, it's going to feel a little weird at first.
Yeah.
But that's usually where the good stuff happens, right?
Right. So, okay, let's get into the benefits because the source mentions some pretty major ones,
Okay.
like self-discovery and authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you finally tune out all that outside noise and expectations, you can actually hear your own inner voice and figure out who you really are.
It's all about creating that space for real introspection, you know? When you're always surrounded by people, it's so easy to just get caught up in what they think and believe.
Right.
But when you're alone, you can kind of peel back those layers and connect with your true self.
And that leads right into the next benefit, which is emotional resilience.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Like I imagined it's kind of like a muscle. The more you deal with challenges on your own, the stronger you become emotionally.
Absolutely. You learn to trust your own gut and navigate tough situations without needing constant validation from others. Actually, there's this study mentioned in the source about how people who regularly spend time alone tend to develop better coping mechanisms for stress and anxiety.
Really?
It's not that they don't experience those emotions, but they have better tools to manage them.
That's so interesting. Okay. This next one's super intriguing to me because they talk about how solitude can boost creativity and clarity.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Like when your mind isn't all cluttered with distractions and input from everywhere, it has the space to wander and make those unexpected connections that lead to like aha moments.
It's like decluttering your mental attic, you know?
Yeah.
Making room for fresh ideas to pop
I
up.
love that. And the source actually quotes an artist who calls solitude their creative sanctuary,
Oh, wow.
a place where they can tap into their imagination without any pressure to conform.
That's beautiful.
And then finally, there's this concept of personal growth and healing happening in solitude.
Yeah.
They describe it as hitting the reset button on your emotions.
Yeah. It's like giving yourself the time and space to really process your experiences, work through difficult emotions, and gain new perspectives on things that are challenging you.
Wow. So it's like having your own personal therapist available 24/7.
Exactly. But the therapist is your own inner wisdom.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about all these amazing benefits of solitude, but how do we actually embrace it in a practical way?
Yeah. Good question.
Well, the source gives some concrete steps,
Okay.
and it all starts with this idea of making peace with silence.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's about learning to just be present with yourself without feeling like you have to fill every quiet moment with noise or distractions.
Oh, that's hard.
It is. It's a kind of mindfulness training, you know? Instead of reaching for your phone or turning on the TV the second things get quiet, try just sitting with the silence for a few minutes.
Okay.
Just observe your thoughts and feelings without judging them.
I can see how that would be really challenging, especially in our world where we're always connected to something.
Yeah, it definitely takes practice. But once you start to feel more comfortable with silence, you can explore all sorts of activities that you enjoy doing alone. And the source emphasizes that being alone doesn't have to mean being bored or unproductive.
Right.
It's about rediscovering those things that nourish your soul, you know?
Yeah.
Whether it's reading or writing or going for a hike in nature or learning a new language or just getting lost in a creative project.
Oh, and speaking of writing, the source specifically mentions that as a beneficial solo activity,
Oh, that's perfect.
which is kind of meta since you're helping me with this deep dive right now.
I know, right? Full circle.
Yeah.
It's a great example of how solitude can help you focus and be more creative.
Right.
And it ties back into that idea of self-discovery, too, because writing can be such a powerful way to explore your own thoughts and beliefs.
Totally. And then last but not least, the source talks about the importance of reflection and journaling as part of a solitude practice.
Yes. Journaling is like having a safe space to just pour out all your thoughts and feelings without judgment. It can help you see patterns in your thinking, work through tough emotions, and gain clarity on what's truly important to you.
It's like having a conversation with yourself, but on paper.
Exactly.
So it seems like this source is making a pretty strong case for embracing solitude, not as something to be afraid of, but as a path to self-discovery, growth, and inner strength.
Absolutely.
And I love how they leave us with a question to ponder.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
If you could spend 1 hour completely alone doing anything you wanted without any distractions, what would you do?
Ooh,
And what might you learn about yourself in that hour?
that's a good one. I'm going to have to think about that.
Me too. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the art of being alone.
This was great.
Until next time, embrace the power of solitude.
I will. You too.